You're welcome again to this new episode of What's Happening with Rugged Man. And you know what the show is about? I bring real life people to come talk about their real life experiences. I always joke when I tell people that my guests are always horses. You know why? Because anybody who comes to speak here, you're hearing from the horse's mouth. That's what I say. But anyways, today, my guest today is here to talk about a hostile, we'll say it's a hostile takeover. A hostile takeover is when you want to take over somebody's business, you buy it out kind of thing. But this one we're about to talk about is obviously, and from what I've been hearing, definitely an illegal hostile takeover. My guest today is Zainab Sadiq, and she's here to talk about someone trying to forcefully and illegally take over her father's business. Welcome to What's Happening with Rugged Man, Zainab.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Let's start by I've introduced you already. Zainab Sadiq. Where are you from?
Kwara State.
Ilari.
Yes.
Yeah, Sarakis people. Okay, so what do you do? Did you school in Ilari?
Yes.
What did you study?
Mass communication.
You still in school or you're done?
I'm done.
Okay. And okay, let's not. I'm just trying to ease you into this a bit. You understand? I don't want to just face you and say, "So what happened? How did it happen? Tell me all the things that happened. Let's go and deal with him." Nah, I don't want to rush you into that. But okay, let's start. How? What kind of business does? What kind of business are we talking about? First of all.
Okay, so my late dad runs a fruit and vegetable shop.
In Lagos or in Ilori?
Lagos.
Where in Lagos?
At Victoria Island.
Okay.
And then in 2016, he passed away.
Sorry about that. May his soul rest.
Amen. Thank you. The business is more of a family business.
Okay.
And while he was alive, myself and my sister knew about the business, like we were a part of the business as part. It's a family business and all that. So in 2016, he passed away, and it was all of a sudden for myself and my siblings, because it was more like a mental support. He was the only one that we looked up to. He was the one who was caring for us. It was the only one that we know as a guardian and all that. So okay, after he passed away, myself and my sister we were the only ones that could, because we have two younger siblings, so we were the only ones who could. We don't really have a good relationship. Would I say a good, not that we don't have a good relationship with my mom.
I was about to ask, because you've been saying me and my sister. You didn't mention your mom, so I was going to ask about your mom.
My parents separated, I think, when I was 14 or 13. So ever since then, we've been with my dad, and we don't really have this mother connection. Not like we don't talk to her and all of that, but then we're used to more of my dad.
You guys are closer to your father than your mother. Okay. Daddy's girls.
I guess so. So, okay, after he passed, the whole experience was really traumatizing, because his family also tried to take. I was still in school as that was 2016. His family tried to. His relatives, they tried to take over things.
Do the usual the thing we see in Nollywood.
Yes, they tried to.
The brothers will come and want to take over.
Exactly, and
like.
We did not know what to do and all of that, but some good Samaritans that knew my dad and knew how he worked hard, how he was a very good person and all of that. They supported us at that point, and they told us what needed to be done, getting the police to go write a petition and explain. And then by God's grace, they went their way. The family members went their way. And then
take anything.
yes, they took some things, but what we wanted was they should just leave our territory. So because like they don't know how we've been feeding. They don't know, they don't know how
You've been
we've
ferrying, they don't know.
surviving.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. When I hear stories like that, and I used to joke about it, that it's something I see in the movie, Nollywood, and then all of a sudden it's happening in real life. And anyways, I don't want to pretend or imagine that I know what you've been through on that level, but I'll just say I'm just really sorry about that. And then so the family members didn't really take too much. So now, okay, you just went, okay, go on.
Well, they did, but the most important thing is, we did triumph over them. Like they left.
They didn't take everything. That's what
Yes,
you're trying to
they
say.
did not,
So on
yes.
out of 100%, what would you say they took? How much would you say they took? 50, 30, 60, 70?
About 30%, I guess.
Okay.
Yes, 30%.
Okay. So now to this business. You said it's a what business again?
It's a fruit and vegetable
Fruit
shop.
and vegetable shop, and it's your dad has been the one running it for like how long?
Like say 3 decades, like 30
Okay.
years or more.
30 years or more. And then you work there too, or you help out there
Help
once in a
out.
while?
Yeah,
Yes, I
because
won't say
it's
work
more
because
of
you
a family business.
Okay. So now, what's the problem? And when did it start?
Okay, so in 2018, late 2018, Mo Momodu.
Who's Mo
Mo
Momodu?
Momodu he used to be my dad's customer.
Okay.
Like he walks into the shop and buy things and leave and all of that. And then, okay, he buys. I know him, but apparently now all customers that walk in, you have a personal relationship,
Especially if they
personal
come a lot.
communication.
If they come to this
Yes,
shop a
with
lot.
them.
Okay.
No, not necessarily if they come a lot, but then, well, I guess maybe let's put it like that. So he heard about my dad passing, and he felt really sorry. It was one of those that I heard about my dad passing, and then he felt really sorry that okay, we were girls, and he heard about the aftermath too of my dad's death, that the family tried to
Take things
do
from
things
you.
and all of that.
Okay.
And then he kind of paid his condolence and sympathized with us, and then mentioned that if we needed any support or any sort of guidance,
Okay.
especially for the business, to take the business to a whole nother level, since this is like a legacy, so that wherever my dad is, he would be proud that he did not just work for nothing and all of that. And he saw that myself and my sister were hardworking girls, like we dedicate our time to the store and all of that. So he says he told us about he also has girls who are daughters, and he's also a single father. So from that point, myself and my sister felt like, okay, maybe this is somebody that we can trust,
Like
that
a
we
father
can,
figure kind of thing.
yes, like a father figure. Yes, yes, like a father figure, because if it did feel like we had the same sort of life, kind of like he's a single parent.
Is a single, yeah.
With 2 daughters, so okay, so fast forward to 2018, we told him about buying the place of the business. We told him about buying the place of the business and
Oh, no. What do you mean by buying the place?
purchasing. Like we wanted to buy the structure, the building.
Who? Okay, you told what's his name
Mo
again,
Momodu.
Mr. Mo
Yes,
Momodu,
Mr. Mo Momodu.
that you were thinking about buying the
Yes.
building that
Yes.
your late father's business
Yes.
is situated.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that was one of my dad's plan, but unfortunately he passed. And then yes, we told him that, and he said okay that he could use his goodwill to get us a good bank, like people that he knows, that he could talk to them, maybe one of his friends who are bankers, and that we would get good interest as well and all of that.
That's you getting a loan to buy that property.
Yes.
Okay.
So we told him, and he then told us that okay, we would need to get a legal entity, register the business as an entity, because no bank would loan us money without having a cooperation with CAC. So he connected us to his lawyer in Abuja to register a limited liability, because to register a limited liability, and then so we got the lawyer's number, registered the company with myself and my sister's name, and then when we did that, he then told us that okay, we should go. It then took us to the bank, and it took us to Jay's Bank, 2018, late 2018, October 2018, to Jay's Bank, and to try to get the loan. But they said we needed to run the account, and they would like to know what the capacity of the business is, to know if we would be able to pay back the loan and all of that. So okay, we opened an account. We opened an account with Jay's Bank, and then we started running the account. And then Mo Momodu said we need one of the conditions to is also to have some some percentage of the money that we would want to loan from the bank. We have to have it. So we saved. So he had to tell us to save up, and to know that, so that the bank would know we are serious, and they would approve the loan. Okay, so we were able to save up to 6 million. Like when he told us this, we started saving up aggressively.
When you say save up, you mean, were you saving from sales?
Yes,
from
we were
the company?
saving from
Okay.
sales, and also from our estate account, our estate funds. That was my dad's account, because we would take money from when we were saving up to the point that we got indebted. The business, like we could not pay our vendors and all of that,
because you were trying to save up money to be able to get the loan you need to buy the property,
yes.
Right? Okay.
So each
so
time.
What was Mr. Mamodu? Is it Mamodu?
Yes, Mo Momodu.
What was Mr. Mamodu doing at this point when you guys were saving up aggressively, like you said?
He wasn't really doing anything. He wasn't doing anything at that point. He wasn't really. He was at that point. It was more like he was guiding us to get into, purchasing the property. Like he would tell us, okay, this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. So we saved up to 5 million, and then all of a sudden, as maybe after a few months, he came to us and says, okay, he has found a better bank. He has found a better bank with a good interest, that Jay's Bank would not be good. Jay's Bank's interest is too much. He just found out that their interest rate is too much. He doesn't think he would want us to continue. He would want us to continue banking with them, so that they don't approve the loan and all of that. So he then told us that he would also need to be associated to the business, so that the next bank he is going to, they will not have to question him about his relationship with the business and all of that. So I then asked him, like, how does he mean and all of that? Does it mean that he has to come to the shop, once in a while, so that these people know that yes, he's our person and all of that?
Yeah, but I don't think they even he doesn't work like that. If he's directing you to a bank or anywhere where they will give you a loan, it's between the bank and you. It has nothing to do with whether what his business is with you or the shop. But anyways, go on.
That was what he told us. And then when he told us that, we were like, okay, if it's to get the loan, it's not a problem. You can always come to the store, so that they know that yes, you're associated. But then the next step he took was he brought some documents to myself and my sister that we should sign. And then we asked him, okay, what is this document for and all of that? And he was like, hey, he needs to be a shareholder. He needs to be officially, formally a part of the business, so that the bank would be rest assured that he is not going nowhere and all of that. And
was there a lawyer present when he brought those documents for you?
No, there was no lawyer.
So there was no lawyer from your side.
No.
There was no lawyer that went through the documents.
No,
he just brought it to you,
no.
and you. Okay, go on.
So he brought the document, and then he told us that we should sign and all of that. And then we signed. I signed. And then after that, that was like a shareholders agreement that he brought.
Okay.
And then after that, he started saying...
And you still have the document? Or he took it?
The thing is, yes, he always takes all the documents he brings to us.
Because normally, even if he brings something, if anybody brings something for you to sign, you should have a copy of it. So for the fact that he came to you, gave you a document, asked you to sign, he didn't tell you to get a lawyer to go through it and all of that. It was already... Anyways, okay, just go on.
And each time we, try to like flip through to read, he would say, no, we don't need to, that it's for our own benefit, that are we not trying to take the business to another level, that we shouldn't waste his time or try to frustrate him and all of that. So okay, from Jay's Bank, he told us to stop banking with Jay's Bank. So he went to another bank. He went to Providus Bank, saying that okay, it's a new bank. They are trying to penetrate into the market. Their loan interest will be good and all of that. After we opened with Providus Bank too, he said the same thing. He said he has found another bank. So at that point where we started opening different
multiple accounts,
he already was formally a part of the business, so he had access to signing.
He was a signatory to. You made him a signatory.
No, we didn't make him a signatory.
So how did he now
access to become a signatory?
So how did he tell you that before it happened?
No,
he didn't tell you he was going to become a signatory to the account.
No.
Okay, so how did you find out he had become a signatory to the account?
Okay, so after he banked with Providus, he told us we started using Providus as what would I call it? As an account that was for purchases and all of that. It wasn't like a savings. So he then said, okay, he's not interested in Providus again. He has found Sterling Bank, Islamic banking, that they are way, way better and all of that. Okay, so I think Sterling Bank was the last straw. He brought the form to us and just told us, okay, sign this. All this happened 2019. He brought the form and then, told us to sign that he has to be the sole signatory to the Sterling Bank account because he doesn't want us to go touch the money so that we will not use it for purchases or whatever. So it would be strictly for savings. So and then he told us to continue saving aggressively in Sterling Bank. So for Sterling Bank, we saved up to 12 million. Yes, 12 million or 14 million. Yes, 14 million.
This was in 2019.
Yes. He also made himself the notifications, email notifications, text message notifications was to
He
him.
added his contact.
Yes,
just to him or
to him, his email.
Not to you anymore.
No.
So he kind of diverted contact details to his own his own phone.
Personal.
Yes. So it was no longer coming to you.
Yes.
Even though the business was your late father's business.
Yes, and at that point, he wasn't really coming to the business. He was just
the money part of it.
Yes, the financial part. Yes, that was what he was controlling. So, and then at that point, I felt like, okay, I've never transacted with this sort of huge amount in my life. And my late dad is someone that he was until he died that I knew his real value. He wasn't someone that, is a kind of show off person. Like if you see him, you wouldn't know that, okay, this is what this person is controlling, this is what this person has. So at that point I felt like, okay, since we have such huge amount with somebody that said he would support us, and I don't think there's any cause for alarm, to
if only you knew.
Well, so from 2019 he opened I kind of like questioned him that why would notifications go to you, both email and mobile notification,
SMS, yeah.
And he was like, that you forget about it, that he would send the notifications to my WhatsApp, or he would create a group chat and then always send notifications when the bank alerts him and all of that. But we should just keep saving, putting our daily sales we should always save or put our daily sales
into that account.
So we were doing that, and then the debts became too much, and then we had to stop saving up. So we saved up to 14 million, and out of the 14 million we had to use about 6 million or 5 point something to offset debts, because debt was too much and the money from our estate account was already gone. Yes, there was nothing to support ourselves with again. So we told him, and then from that point onwards we stopped saving up. And then in 2019 December, I guess, no, 2019 January, I'm not too sure.
Don't worry, just
2019,
go on.
I think 2020, yes.
We'll confirm dates later. Okay.
January 2020, it became, myself and my sister started questioning ourselves that, okay, we wanted to get loan, but it's been one financial struggle to another, that what is happening, and then all of a sudden all the money that we've saved up, we don't have access to it. So we asked him, and the balance that was remaining was about 8 point something million in the account. And then we asked him what is going on with what is going on with the loan from Sterling Bank. And he was like, oh, that the loan is almost ready, all he needs to do is just sign. But he's still having doubts about it and all of that. And I'm like, and he was saying the bank said that he needs to put some of his assets or something like
As
that.
collateral.
Yes. And then when he immediately said that, I was like, I can, the building is supposed to be a collateral. If we are not able to pay up, the bank can, take over the building. And I don't think,
Or at least even take over the building, take over the business, run it for a while till they get their money back or something.
Because we wanted to loan, we knew the risk and all of that. So he gave that excuse, and I'm like, okay. Then after a while again, I asked him, there was no turning up, there was nothing. And during that point in time, he would bring different people to the business and then tell them that, oh, he's the owner, my dad is his uncle, we are his cousins. Sometimes he would bring expatriates, because, well, he says he's a Canadian citizen. I don't know.
Well, for now, that's in his
I'm
pocket.
not sure.
You never got a lawyer, yes? Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Yeah. Since you said I give you a number, they didn't pick up. I want to try this right now, and Barrister Nelson.
Hey.
How, buddy?
I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, I know you said you're in a meeting, but
I can hear you.
I have a young lady that I would really like you. I just told her now that I'm speaking to Barrister Nelson. He's the head legal for Citizens Gavel, and her name is Zainab Sadiq. Basically, she lost her dad about 2019,
Okay.
2016, and then father has a business in VI, and some guy came in all nice. He wants to help them take the business to another level, help them get a loan to buy the property that the late father's business is on. And then he kind of like just started bringing. They registered the business. He made them open a business account, and then he stylishly brought papers, made himself a director. He'll give them papers and just tell them sign here. He made himself a director, and then he now diverted the alert, the bank alerts, the email, SMS. He diverted everything to his own phone and his own email and not their own. Basically brought his sister in later, started running things, paying themselves salaries, and then basically the guy just took their money, practically trying to take the business. So I don't want to talk too. I don't want to. She'll most likely. I just want you to know that you're on What's Happening with Rugged Man right now, and I'm introducing Ms. Zainab to you, and I would like you to please help us look into this case as Citizens Gavel. Just tell me yes.
Yeah, so we're going to look into it. One of the areas, of course, we'll be looking at will be issue of fraud. But of course, we're going to look into it.
No problem. Thank you very much. I'll give her your number and then she'll call you.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Barrister Nelson.
Yeah, have a great day.
You too.
Yeah.
I'll say Ogamo for now. You came in and you met two young ladies at a very vulnerable stage in their lives, and you took their business, you took their money, their late father's business. Don't you have any respect for the dead? Even if you don't respect his children, don't you have any respect for the dead? You took over her father's business, took their money, all in the guise that you want to take their business to another level. Well, she has told us, she has told the world, and we are definitely coming for you. Hopefully you might come here to say your own side of the story, but let me not be biased and say I really don't want to hear. I'd rather hear it when Citizen Gavel lawyers come for you. Then you will explain to her, myself, Nigeria, and the world. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to What's Happening with Rugged Man. See you on the next episode.